Hey guys, Scott with Heritage Farms. Well, hope you guys had a great Christmas. I know we sure did. And we are back at the farm. Got a few days of vacation here in between Christmas and New Year's. And what are we doing? Well, we're getting ready to tackle a few projects. So the first thing I did today when I got here was I cleaned and washed the back of the Kubota. Man, it was so dusty and it was such a mess and things were disorganized, and I don't function well when things are not organized. It's just my personality. So over here we got a bucket that has various fence supplies, mainly electric fence stuff. I always carry a trash bucket. And then I came across this, which was really perfect, and it just fit my little thing right here, but a toolbox. Actually plastic tote, but it's nice because I can take it out, move it, but more importantly, it keeps my tools out of the weather because my tools were rusting. So keeps them out of the weather, keeps the dust off of them. Between the dust and the moisture, I mean, oh, it's just terrible. I mean, so things are back to normal. So I got my fence stretcher, wire cutters, T-post driver, got my pruning saw, chainsaw. And what are we gonna do today? Well, we're back on land clearing. So it's this time of the year at the farm when you like to jump on projects like this because it's not calving season just yet, and we got a little bit of time. So we're kind of in between major projects, but I'm going to take out some of the scrub brush, trim this tree up. I mean, what a beautiful, beautiful oak tree. And you can see the barn back in the distance. And when you always look down here, you couldn't see anything because of this group of vines and trash trees. And we're gonna take all of that out and clean it up because once again, I've talked about every square foot of grass is so important to my operation. So that's what's on deck today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, so this is part of the process. You take the chainsaw, you cut some low limbs down, cut some of the little scrub brush, pile it into piles, come by with the forks on the tractor and pick it up and take it to a burn pile. So that's what we're doing today. We're just kind of eating away at that little area way back over there. We're gonna get it cleaned up and organized. More to follow. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to video. Apologize for the wind. It's really, really bad here. But so what are we doing today? We're back at it. We're at telephone one and we are out here trying to trim off some low branches off of some of these trees. You can see some places it's hard to get the tractor underneath there. Once again, also it's all about letting sunlight come in so we can focus on growing grass because that's our #1 priority. Underneath the tree, you can see it's just bare dirt. Those limbs were so low that I've already cut off, but that's what we're working on. Okay guys, well, we are slowly been working away at it. I wish I'd have took a before photo here, but we had one of the devil's trees, one of this big locust multi-deal. It had a couple of cedars around the base. Over here we had a huge bodark tree. We had another cedar tree here. Come around to the side. You can see over here we had some type of native oak tree. I'm not sure what they were, but anyway, we have taken all of them out. And if you notice, we leave the stumps about 2 or 3 feet high. And the reason we do that is so that when the ground is wet, one of those days when we've had a ton of rain and it's really wet, we'll come back in here with the tractor and a bucket. We'll dig around the sides of the stump. And at that point, we should be able to just push the stumps on over. And but you know, everything is about picking up grazing land. And I'll tell you what, you do this little exercise 10, 15, 20 times around the property, and you've picked up an acre of grazing land. And at the cost of land right now, this is pretty cheap work. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Okay, this guy right here had, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe about 12 cedar trees around the base. It's amazing how cedars will grow around the base of a tree. I think it's because the birds eat the little blue seeds. Then they come and they sit in a tree. They go number 2. The seeds hit the ground and there sprouts a cedar tree. So we're slowly taking this place back, but you can see, I mean, you lose 20 or 30 feet around the base of each one of those trees when they're all grown up like that. And then the vines come in there and take over. I am a shredded wreck. I don't know if you can see my arms, but man. Good morning, guys. Hey, Wednesday morning on the break here, and what do we got going on? Hey, we got rain, and let me tell you what, I am so glad. Hold on one second here. Got a little lens fogging up problem. All right, well, we're actually getting rain, which is great. We haven't had any in so long. It's been raining for about 30, 45 minutes, somewhere in that range. Kind of a little light rain, at time to time heavy, but here we are overlooking the pecan orchard. So, you know, you got to make the best of these situations. So one thing we're going to try to do today is when the rain stops, we're going to go try to burn some brush piles, because now the ground is wet. Shouldn't be much of a fire danger. It's supposed to be mild winds today, and we'll see what happens. But hey, we're finally getting rain. Look at there, there's water standing. So one thing I did this morning, I had a problem with the trip hopper, and the problem I had was my ground wire, and you guys probably can't see any of this. Hold on. My lens keeps fogging up and it's too dark. Well, anyway, take my word at it. I had a problem. It was associated with the ground wire. It came loose for the electric motor on the trip hopper, so I got that fixed. We're back in business, and so at least I did that this morning before the rain kicked in. But that's what we're dealing with today, man. So hopefully we'll be able to get some burn piles going. I think I have enough used motor oil. We're going to bring the propane torch, and hopefully we can get those old cedars to start. The weather says by noon today it's going to be sunshine and like 75 degrees, if you believe it. Sure doesn't look like it right now at 9:30. More to follow. Okay, guys, so man, what a great morning it's been. We actually got some rain. Look at there, you can see water standing on the side of the road. Well, I got recruited to do some goodwill this morning. One of the neighbors up here, his tractor is down and he has no way to feed his cattle. So I am taking an hour out of my day today to help him put out some hay. Because let's face it, man, when my tractor was down, I had people helping me, and that's just what you do in the community, is to make stuff happen. So that's what we're working on, and just trying to help out and help anybody we can. So this is downtown telephone. We got a post office, if you believe that, and look at here, we got a Baptist church, and we got a community center, and the church does a little store here for the needy, where they can help give out clothes and household furnishings and things to people in need, which is great. Also a chance for people to recycle what they don't use. We got the little, used to be the Do Drop In restaurant. It's now the corporate headquarters at Jones Ranch, aka Coffee Club. And this is what's going on this morning. So helping a neighbor out, but I'll tell you what, glory be to God. Check out this rain, man. We desperately needed that. Hopefully we can get on to burning some brush piles this afternoon. Okay, we got the first pile of brush burning. Didn't know if it was going to start or not with all of the rain, but looks like with a little oil and some dry cedars, it's off to the races, hopefully. Okay, we've waited a long time to get these piles burning. And I tell you what, we got a 1 inch rain this morning, or right at 1 inch, maybe 7/8, 3/4. But boy, I tell you what, it sure was great. I mean, helped tremendously. Hopefully the ryegrass will take off. You can kind of see a little spots here and there of green on the horizon. But man, we need this stuff to get with the program. And I think this rain will do it. But hey, what are we doing? We are trying to burn a couple of piles. So at this property, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piles. So we have got 2 going. Of course, they were soaking wet. So we came in here and used the propane torch. We're also using a power blower. So we'll kind of stack them up a little bit once we get a little bit of a fire going. We come in here and hit it with the gas-powered blower. Really creates a turbo effect, if you will. You know, because fires love air. And so eventually this pile will start to dry itself out, and then hopefully as the day progresses, it'll start to burn more and more. We'll get some coals, and then we can take the tractor and shove other parts on top of this, and we can start the process. But that's what we're doing today. We are burning 2 big brush piles at telephone 2. And looks like that one in the horizon is going. What a great day, just not much wind. It's overcast and the ground is wet, so hopefully the fires won't spread and get out of control, and there's not much around for it to spread onto. So that's what we're doing today. You can see the Kubota Sidekick. That's what we're using. All right, more to follow. So, you know, everything is wet today, and the fire is really struggling to get going because all of the wood is so wet. So we're using the Stihl BG56C blower, and this is what I call the turbo effect. You get in here and all of a sudden it'll really start to take off. Biggest problem is it gets really hot and you gotta back up. But that's what we're doing. We're trying to get this fire started, and we're using a little bit of forced air. Wish I had a little bit of used diesel or old diesel to pour on it in various spots, but we're making the best of it. If we can get a bed of coals going, then we can come back and push the other stuff on top of it with the new Holland, and hopefully we'll start to burn these guys down. How do you eat a dinosaur, or how do you eat an elephant? That's the saying, 1 bite at a time. Good morning. Here's my last day at the farm over the Christmas New Year's break, and I tell you what, it is foggy. We're under a dense fog advisory, and you can tell I can't even see 100 yards in front of me at the moment. So anyway, it's about 7 a.m. up and at it. No rest for the weary. All right, so I'm out putting out hay this morning, getting everybody stocked up. We got a pretty significant cold front coming our way. We're gonna have a couple of mornings as low as 19 to 25. So trying to get everything stocked up before this weekend cold front hits. So that's what's on deck, guys. All right, well, we got telephone 1 hay put out, and now I'm on the way to telephone 2. Here it is. It's about, I don't know, 8:45 in the morning. I tell you what, Texas weather, man, we get just a little bit of everything, but the fog is so thick. I mean, literally, I can't see 3 car lengths ahead of me on this county road. Luckily, there's not many people that come up and down this road, but I mean, it is just crazy how thick it is. And the moisture is great for the grass, so I'm not gonna complain because The fog will eventually burn off, but at least this is putting a little moisture in the ground on top of the rain we had yesterday. And I'll tell you what, I can really start to see the ryegrass is starting to pop even on the side of the roads out in the pastures. And we may pull it off yet and make a decent crop of ryegrass. Well, to be determined, we will see. But anyway, all right guys, just wanted to show you the fog here as we're out putting down hay this morning. Okay, this is the last project before I head back home, enjoy the New Year's holiday with my daughters. We didn't get to celebrate Christmas. My youngest one was back with the in-laws. It was their year in North Carolina. My oldest one was working the night shift in her residency program as an OB. Okay, you can't believe this is the same morning. It's about 10:30 now, and the fog is 100% gone. And I finished feeding, and I'm getting in one little tree trimming project before I leave. So there's 3 nice oak trees on this property, and they had some really low limbs. You couldn't get the truck, Kubota, tractor, anything under them. So I pruned them all up. You can see all the limbs laying on the ground, and I'm gonna haul these guys off here in a few minutes. We're gonna call it a wraps for this weekend and then go spend some time with the family and celebrate New Year's. So just wanted to show you the tools of the trade that we used. We used the Stihl MS271 Farm Boss, which that is a cutting machine. Then we also used the Stihl HT56C pole saw. And that's a pretty good machine. That pole saw will get you in trouble though, because you just keep looking up and you think, oh, I'll get that limb. Oh, wait a minute, I'll get that limb. And you just make more wood than you can imagine. So, all right. Hey, as always, glory be to God. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Love to hear from you. Hope you guys have a great New Year's.